Hello students, this is Amardeep Singh, your computer teacher, and today we are going to continue with the same chapter working with strings in Python. And in this session we will be continuing with the same topic, string functions and methods in Python. Next function that we are having is title. It will return boolean value after checking if every word in string starts with uppercase letter or not. As we know that title case means if a string is having multiple words and every word should be started with a an uppercase character, so that means that is the title case. So this function will check if every word starts with an uppercase character or not. So let's check. For example, here we are having three words in a string, that is Cambridge International School. This function will check if every word starts with a uppercase letter or not. For example, in Cambridge, C is capital, I is capital, S is capital. So that means is title function will return true. In this situation, it will return true, so that the result is true. But if you will make some changes, like I'll convert I to lowercase, so that means it will return false. So in this way, this function is used to check if all the initial characters of every word is in uppercase or not. Next we are having partition function. It will divide a string into three parts: head, separator, tail, and returns a list of three items. So that means this function of string returns a list that contains, list means a collection of multiple elements. So that means it will return a list that contains three elements. And what the three elements are: first element is head, second element will be separator, and third element will be tail, the part after the separator character. So that means head means the part before the separator, and the tail means the part before after the separator. So the parameter to this function is a separator. Separator is the string that separate head and tail. So for example, here we are having strings Cambridge International School, and we have specified international as a separator for partitioning. So when you will pass this one, then on the behalf of this word, this function will return three elements: one before this separator, that is Cambridge; one this separator itself; and third one the word after that, the part after that separator. So that means it will return a list of three elements: 1, 2, and 3. Let's demonstrate. Here we are having Cambridge International School, and I have make a call to this function, that is s1 dot partition international, and then now you will check the three parts are Cambridge International School. And you can also make use of any other word. For example, let me show you. If I will use inter, this word only, inter, so that means the separator is inter, and the header is this part, that is Cambridge, and the tail is after the inter. This portion will be considered as a tail of that string. So that means now you can see we are having three parts: one is Cambridge, then inter, then national school. So that is the use of this partition function. Next we are having replace function. It will replace all or specified number of occurrences of string 1 with string 2. So the syntax is, it will return a string, and replace function will search string 1 from string that specified string, and replace all the occurrences of string 1 with string 2. So that means first parameter is string 1, that is the string to be searched, and string 2, that is the string to be replaced with, and third we are having an optional parameter, that is count, number of occurrences to be replaced. So that means count function will decide how many occurrences that we want to replace. So let's demonstrate this function practically. And presently we are having a string that is hello. I want to replace L with any other character. So I will make user, I will search L, first parameter, that character that we want to replace, and second the character that we want to replace with, that is I will replace L with X. So that means in this call, replace function will replace all the occurrences of L with X. So just check it, the result will be HEXXO. So that means L has been replaced with the character X. But I want to replace only first occurrence, only one occurrence of that character. So I will specify third parameter, that is 1. 1 means I want to replace only one occurrence of L with X. So it will replace first occurrence of L with X. So just try it. Now you can see HEXLO. So that means this Python replace only one occurrence of that letter. Next we'll discuss about join function. It will combine elements of a sequence and return a string. The separator between the elements is string providing this method. So that means the syntax of this function is join, and inside that function we have to pass the name of sequence or list. So with the help of join function, we'll be able to combine all the elements and convert all those elements into a single string. And the separator between all those elements is the value of that string, by using which we will call this function. So that means, for example, in this example, the value of s1, that is the main string, the value of s1 is hyphen, or you can place anything else, and this one is the sequence or list, and the values of all the values, or you can say elements inside that sequence are Cambridge, International and School. On the 0 position we are having Cambridge, 1 position International, second position School, and I want to combine all these elements of this sequence and convert that and those elements into a string. So with the help of s1.join, the sequence name and the value of s1 will work as a separator, as the output will be Cambridge International School with this one separator, right? So let's demonstrate how we can use this function. So here we are having sequence containing all those elements, and next I will just store any character inside that string. I'll store at the rate, then s2 equal to s1 dot join sq, the name of that sequence, or you can say list, and I'll print the value of s2. Now it will combine, this function will combine all these elements, and the separator between all these elements will be this symbol. So just write this. Now you can see that Cambridge at the rate International at the rate School, and you can use any of the that separator. You can also place a space. Now if you will use comma as a separator, then the output will be Cambridge comma International comma School. So that means with the help of this function you will be able to combine all the elements of a sequence into a single string. Next we are having split function. It will return a list of words on the behalf of specified separator characters from a string. So that means this function is totally opposite to that the join function, as we already discussed that join function is used to combine all the elements of a list and return a string. But this function split the value of a string and return a list. So that means it on the behalf of some specified separator will be able to convert, or you can say split value of a string into list of words. So here we are having syntax of this one. So split function is having two optional parameter. One is string and second one is number of elements, and the first parameter is string separator character, and the space is the default separator. And we'll discuss about number of elements next, after discussion of this first parameter. So let's start with the first parameter, that is the separator character. And if we'll not specify the separator, then space will be the default separator. So here we are having a string, that is the value of S1 is Cambridge International School, and if you will use split function, then it will convert these elements into a list of items. So let me demonstrate how we can use. So here we are having S1, the value of S1 is Cambridge International School. I want to convert these this value of a string into a list. I'll declare a variable li equal to s1 dot split. And as we know that both of the parameters, string and number, those parameters are optional parameters. So if you will not specify that separator parameter, then the default separator is space. So when you will print the list, then this function will separate the value of these the string on the behalf of space separator, because default is the space separator. So here we are having space, here we are having space, so it will uh, convert this value into a list of elements on the behalf of space separator. That means it will make three elements, one before this space, then after that space second, and after next space third. So that means save it and run it, and the value is Cambridge International School. So three elements are there in the list. On the 0 position Cambridge, 1 position International, and second position School. So if you will specify any other separator, let's suppose inside the double quotes I will specify E character as a separator. So that means it will split this string on the behalf of E separator into multiple elements. So that means here we are having E. So that means in the 0 position of list, it will store this portion, that CMBRIDG, right? And on the first position as the first element, it will store this portion, because here we are having E, then this portion will be stored into first position of first index of that list. And after that, not any E is there, so that means starting from this RNATINO school, this will be stored into the next part of that list. So let's demonstrate. Let's start, just run it. So presently we are having CMBRIDG, then after that E was there, so and it make another element, then another element. So on this behalf, on the behalf of this separator character, it makes multiple elements. So again, just try once again. I'll specify A as a separator character. So here we are having 1, 2, 3A. So that means it will make before that A, this one will be the uh, 0 position index, 0 index element of that list, and after A, starting from M to this portion, it will be stored inside the first position of that list. Starting from TIONA, it will be stored inside next index position inside the list, and after that it will be stored inside the next index. So save it and run it. Now you can see that this one is the 0 index position element, 1 index position element, second index position element, and third index position element. So with the help of this split function, will be able to convert value of a string into or you can say split value of a string into list of elements. And the second parameter of this split function is a number. It's also an optional argument or parameter. That means this number will decide number of elements to be made after separator. So after the separator character, after the first occurrence of that separator, how many elements that you want to create. So for example, I want to create, but presently just check, we are having 4 elements, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4 elements. But after the first occurrence I want to make only one element, so that means I'll specify a comma 1. So that means after a, first occurrence of a separator, I want only one element, so that means it will create two elements, first before the a and after a occurrence of a character, then it will make a single element of this complete selected value. So that means, let's try it. Now you can see here we are having only two elements, one is C and second one is the rest of the portion of that complete string. So if I will add 2 as a second parameter, so that means it will uh, make two elements after the first occurrence. For example, before this one is the first occurrence, so after this element, after the first element, it will make two elements. So that means one from this position to this, and second from after that complete. This a will not be count in that portion. Now you can see that here we are having three elements, one before the first occurrence, then after that occurrence two elements complete, this one and this one. This in here, this a is not counted as a part of that string, or you can say a part of that list. So this second parameter is used to decide how many elements after the first occurrence of that separate will be created. So that is all about how we can use split function to split the elements, or so to split the value of a string into multiple elements of a list. Next we are having count function. It will return number of occurrences of a substring from a given string. So that means if you want to check if some character or a substring available how many times in a string, then you can use this count function. So the count function always return an integer, a number, right? And the first parameter of count function is the string that you want to search. So that means here we are having three parameters. First is the mandatory parameter, that is required, and second and third parameters are optional parameters. So first parameter, the substring or a character to be searched, start index from where the search will begin, by default is 0 set. So that means this parameter will decide from where you want to start the search of that particular character or a substring. So if you will not pass this parameter, then the default searching position is 0 index character. And next is end index. Search ends at this index, so the default is the last index. So that means let me try this. So here we are having a string. I want to check how many times a particular character, for example I want to check how many times a occurs inside the string. So I'll use I equals to s1 dot count and a, the character a. So if you will count this, the result would be 1, 2 and 3. So the result will be 3. So here we are having the result. So next, second you can also search a particular substring. For example, I want to search for RID, read. So then it will return 1, because the continuous, this substring is available only once in a string. So that is the use of this count function. And if you will assign any other value, like again a, and the second parameter decide from where the search will begin. So by the by default position is 0 position, that means the first character. but I'll pass here 3. So that means from third index position it will start the search of this character. So that means 0, 1, 2 and 3. So from this character it will start that searching. So after this character we are having only two A characters available. So just try to run this one. Here we are having the result is 2, because after that position we are having only two characters. And third character decides the end index, right? And it will for example, if I will pass 7, then the system will start searching from third position till seventh position, right? So the third position is B, that means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So but when you will run this, then system will return 0, because between third and seventh position we are not having any occurrence of that particular A character. So in this way you will be able to count the number of occurrences of a particular character or of a particular substring from a given string. Next function that we are having is swap case. As the name suggests, it will return a string after changing the case of each character of a string. So that means this function will convert the case of each character of a string. For example, if you people are having a string and some character, if some characters are in uppercase, then it will convert those character to lowercase. And if some character is in lowercase, then it will convert that character to uppercase. So let's try this one. So here we are having this function. We are having a value that is Cambridge International School, and the character C, I and S is in capital and other characters are in lowercase. So if you will call this swap case function, then it will convert all the upper characters to lower and lower character to uppercase. Just save it and try this one. So here you can see that all the characters uh, of lowercase are converted to upper, and all the uppercase characters are converted to lowercase. So that one is the use of this swap case function. So that is all about the present session. If you people are having any